I've never done Instagram Live, so I have no idea how this
It's
works.
okay. It happens.
But oh my. All right. What's up, Landon? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. Just kind of nervous for the matchup coming up. It's a big matchup
Me
that we have
too.
against Tampa Bay. So,
Me too. Do you even know if it's raining? I heard there's like a hurricane going over there.
apparently there's supposed to be a hurricane going to Florida. Um, I don't think it's going to affect the game. I mean, it can, but as far as I'm concerned right now, I don't think it's going to affect it.
Well, I mean, the Saints can do it. I know they can, but
Yeah.
you want to do a little introduction?
My name's Landon. I was born in Monroe, Louisiana, close to New Orleans, actually 5 minutes away from New Orleans. After living here for a while, I love it here. It's not it's a lot of people don't really like living here, but I think it's a very, very interesting state. I think the city itself is interesting. It's different, but the Saints are just the life of this city. They are the life of this city, and they're what a lot of people talk about when you go to the city of New Orleans. So, um, as for that, that's really it for me. Just love living here, and I love the city, and I love to embrace it.
All right. You ready to get into the matchup?
Yeah, let's
All
do
right.
it.
Take it away. Start me off.
All right, so this matchup is going to be a very, 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 very tough matchup. It's going to be a divisional matchup, and I'm not going to go too far into the score prediction. I'm just going to go straight into it and just start with what's going to happen. First of all, we got to start with play calling. Sean, you can't look. I know you like to run them little Taysom Hill options. We ain't doing that against Tampa. Stop.
Definitely agree.
Don't do that. Please don't do that. You're gonna have to go try to establish the run. Obviously, they have the number one run defense. They're gonna be looking for us to run. We have two primary, well, not primary, but we have two good backs that are really, really good at running the football. Kamara and Latavius Murray are probably, one of the most underrated duos in the NFL, and I think a lot of people expect Kamara to get the ball a lot of the times, but I think Murray doesn't get enough attention to when he does get the football and carries it. But establish the run. And then, if the run's not working, don't be afraid to just pass it. I mean, Brees definitely can dissect that defense all he wants. He's still, looking like he's 20 in his 40s. The guy's 41 and still looks like he's Aaron Rodgers or somebody. I mean, he's a great quarterback, and I mean, I have faith in him, so I don't see why Sean Payton wouldn't see him throwing the ball a lot. But, get the run established. If you can't get the run established, don't be afraid to start passing a lot. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
I have
Um,
a question. Do you think like the third downs, right? How we always come up short. Do you think it's more of play calling or on Drew Brees? How we just
a lot of the times, actually, no, not even a lot of times. I'm going to go with full play calling because a lot of the times, no, I can say a little bit of both. There are some throws that I see Breeze throw a lot that I question a lot because there's a lot of the times when I go back and look at the film and I see that the guy that he wanted to originally is open. But I'm going to go with play calling a lot here because Sean likes to do a lot of different things. Now, Taysom Hill coming in on third down, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a run. I mean, there's that
Yep.
1% chance he'll throw the football.
Yep.
But, I mean, you already know what to expect when he comes into the lineup. So it's not, surprising. It's like, oh, my God, look, a new quarterback's coming in. Like, no, you're not.
Yeah,
You know automatically he's running the football. We need to switch to a run defense.
for sure. Are you so I think last time like Kamara didn't have like a good game against the Bucs. Do you think he's gonna have a better one this
On the
time around?
ground,
Yeah.
surprisingly, I'm still going to say no because Tampa Bay is a very, very good run defense. Alfred, I know the Giants are nothing special when it comes to, especially running back. They have Devontae Freeman from the Falcons, but he didn't play the game. He didn't even play the game. Saquon's hurt. They had Alfred Morris. They didn't get insatiable numbers where you're going to have a running back to just hit the hole this many times and get 100 yards rushing. But what they did do great is what I want to see the Saints do a lot is you need to give Murray that ball and let him get at least 4 yards of carry. This is going to set up something that Tampa's not used to, which is short second downs. They don't play on short second downs. Their whole point of their defense is to force you to get a first down longer. You're going to have to play longer yards of football to get that first down. That's their whole point of defense. That's what they like to do on defense. So I think, just establish the run. Kamara's going to do his thing. Murray's going to do his thing, and just, get 4 or 5 yards of carry. But Kamara, I don't see having a good game on the ground against the Buccaneers. But Murray, I would look for him to have a good game on the ground.
All right. And with Michael Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, Callaway, who do you think is gonna have like the biggest game in the receiving game?
Callaway. Callaway is going to be the biggest part of this whole offense right here. And the reason I say Callaway is because you already know they're going to try to lock down Mike. They're going to take away Mike. Sanders probably going to get some different looks than what he did the first time around. He wasn't targeted too many times in that Tampa Bay game, but he did have a touchdown right at the end to pretty much give us the win. So I definitely do think Callaway is going to be a little bit more of a primary guy here because what do you have, like 1 game of film on him?
Yeah.
And, he's not a bad receiver by any means. He's a, surprising rising star receiver. I think he can be one of the best wide receivers in the league. And I know that's a pretty high praise coming from a guy that only has 1 game, but I think he can possibly be one of the best receivers in this league coming up if he keeps producing like how he has. He didn't put up really impressive numbers, but he did find ways to get open. And as a receiver, that's your job. You need to find a way to get open and get the ball in your hands and catch it, get a first down.
I agree. And with a lot of people are concerned about Drew because he's been on. Are you concerned at all?
That's one of the main things I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, all right.
No, I'm not concerned about Drew Brees. Drew Brees is Drew Brees. He's old. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of pain when you play football. He's going to play, and he's going to be his best on Sunday. So don't worry about Brees.
Yeah, I think he's just resting, just like Alvin Kamara was. I'm not concerned, but I think that wraps it up for the offense. Unless you have anything, I mean, I could read some stats, but
one thing I have to say is, Sean, don't be stupid with your play calling. Just be smart.
I totally agree.
Other than that, that's about it.
Yeah. Just for like total offense, just to give you like little numbers, Tampa Bay is 14th. New Orleans is ranked 10th. For rushing offense, Tampa Bay is ranked 23rd. New Orleans is ranked 14th. And for passing stats, Tampa Bay is ranked 8th. New Orleans is ranked 7th. So I'm surprised Tampa's not beating us.
Like I said,
I thought so they would, but
like I said, if you establish the run, and you already have a better pass offense then. If you establish the run, it's doing good, and they just take it away from you, throw the ball. It's there. You have a Hall of Fame quarterback for a reason. Throw the ball.
Yep. All right. Defense, Saints defense and Tom Brady's offense. I mean, there's a lot of weapons. And what I saw in the stats for the Giants game, they were throwing to Jaden Mickens, Tyler Johnson, and Cameron Brate. Like, that's not even their,
primary
main.
guys,
yeah,
right.
That's just crazy. So I'm like, do we have to watch out for them too? Like, who are we?
Okay. For defensive-wise, first thing I want to take a look at, and it's the biggest concern if you're a Saints fan, you already know it's the secondary. And there's one name in particular that not a lot of people, really like to hear in the secondary, and that's Marcus Williams. And he can be one of the best safeties in the league. And the other day, you're just like, why do you have a job? What are you doing? I don't like criticizing the guy because he's trying his best. I know he is trying, and I know he's, a really emotional guy. I seen him after the Minneapolis Miracle.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to come down to Marcus Williams. I think if Marcus Williams has a good day, the Saints secondary has a good day. And the Saints defense will perform just as fine. There's nothing to really worry about the Saints defense. If Marcus Williams does well, then that secondary is going to do well as well.
Yeah. I mean, are you concerned about AB at all? Do you think he's going to get a lot of snaps?
No. And the reason I say why is because, look, I understand he's a phenomenal player. AB is a great, great wide receiver. But just like Grownkowski, when you come back and haven't played football in so long, it usually takes you, and my grandpa told me this, it usually takes you about 4 weeks to get into that football shape to where you can start being able to make big plays again. Like to be like that Tyreek Hill type of receiver to go down the field and get the football. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's going to drop 50 passes, and I don't expect to see him on the field a lot if they get Chris Godwin back. But if they don't, I don't think he's going to be too much of a threat. He'll definitely be somebody to keep an eye on, but not as big of a threat as people are thinking right now.
And like the Saints usually start off slow on defense in the first half. Do you think there's going to be some changes where we just don't have to wait into the second half to see, or do you think it's always going to be?
Because this is a serious game.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you should be playing like that for the whole season, but it's the Saints.
Yep.
Like, that we're used to this. Sean and Dennis Allen both know at the end of the day, this is going to make or break the division. I've been saying this. If people follow me all and watch my story on Instagram, I talk about it all the time. Play calling, defensively and offensively. One thing I think Dennis Allen does and I don't like is he stays in zone coverage a lot. And I understand why you're trying to stay in zone coverage a lot. But, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're not getting pressure, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
If you're going to continue to allow Tom Brady to pick apart your zone defense, you're going to lose the game. Because Cameron Jordan, he disappeared. I don't know where he went. Trey Hendrickson, he's been pretty elite so far this year. He has almost 5 sacks. Actually, no, he has 5 sacks since he got a sack against Chicago. Other guys other than Cameron Jordan are stepping up, which I like to see. But at the end of the day, they're not getting pressure like we need them to. Like, I think there were like about 4 or 5 times in that Carolina game we should have sacked Bridgewater, but we ran after him and let him run around, and you can't do that. Not saying Tom Brady's going to Michael Vick on us because he's not that type. I'm so sorry.
There we go. You're good.
I'm so sorry.
You're good.
My phone, it has problems. I have to get it looked at. Anyway, I think I left off with the whole defensive line. We have guys that are stepping up. Just Cameron Jordan, he's definitely got to get off to a fast start. This whole defense has to get off to a fast start. But I definitely do think we'll see a lot more blitzing than what we did usually, because when you put pressure on Brady, it obviously works. That goes with any quarterback, but Brady is definitely somebody you're going to have to constantly pressure and get off the field. This defense has problems sometimes when it comes to getting off the field. You can't stay on the field constantly. You can't. You will lose this game if you stay on the field and constantly are draining your breath out over letting Scotty Miller and, a bunch of the other guys that just run these little 3-yard drag routes that will kill you constantly because you're out of breath. You can't chase after them as fast as you would if you do have oxygen. You can't stay on the field. You have to get off the field. So I definitely do think we'll see some changes when it comes to zone coverage, and I think we'll see a lot more of man blitzes a lot.
Yeah, I think, I remember week 1, we got to Brady a lot, and that's what worked.
We got to Brady 3 times, and it helped.
Yeah. The Giants, I mean, they got to Brady, and then they also were really good in deep coverage, I felt like. So, I mean, our pass rush has been inconsistent in a way. I don't really know, because I don't know if the Panthers' O-line is that good. I just don't know what happened. How did we get a sack at the end of the fourth quarter? What?
No, the Panthers' offensive line is very, very bad. It's below average.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But I do know we have to get to Brady, especially he's not going to run. He's going to get sacked. Right. So I feel like that. But, obviously, like you said, the main concern is the secondary. But are you worried about Tampa Bay's running backs? Leonard Fournette?
No. And Leonard Fournette's a great running back. And obviously, me being an LSU fan, I love him. And I don't want to see him get absolutely destroyed by this defense. But that's what's going to have to happen. I mean, at the end of the day, we're not going to allow a guy to get 4 or 5 yards constantly. So I'm saying that now because we haven't let that happen. Watch it happen when the game happens. But anyway, we can't allow a guy to constantly get 4 or 5 yards every time when he runs the football. You do that, you're going to lose the game because they're just going to keep setting themselves up for second and short. Don't let them do that. Play good run defense like you've been doing all year and just get off the field on 3rd down. That's it.
Yeah, I was a little concerned when David Montgomery, he had I think 80 yards at the end of the game. I thought he was going to break our 100-yard. It's it was all because of that one big play mostly.
I mean, Davis had him in the backfield. They just couldn't
Yeah.
wrap him up. It happens. You make a bad play, you can come back, redeem yourself.
So you think flags are going to be big, like PIs?
Yeah.
Really?
You,
Yeah.
the refs don't like us. You know that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you the matchup you want to look at. And the matchup that's going to be is Crybaby versus Daddy Laddie. You're gonna really look at that matchup
I'm
because
looking forward to it.
Mike Evans loves to talk trash, even though in my opinion, he's the most overrated receiver in the NFL. He has not caught a ball on Marshon Lattimore in 2, maybe 3 years. So I don't see that happening again.
Yeah.
I
And who
definitely
would
don't see him catching any balls.
guard like Gronk? I just,
Okay. Demario Davis is going to have to go on Gronk. He's our best coverage linebacker. Alex Anzalone will probably get some decent schemes where he'll have to drop in on them, and then you send Demario on a blitz, which I would see a lot. And since Kwan Alexander can't play this week,
yeah.
you're definitely going to have to see a lot of Anzalone in different schemes to cover Gronk because, if you're going to blitz anybody in the linebacker corps, why not blitz your best linebacker? Because Demario Davis, when he blitzes 99% of the time, he usually gets home. If he definitely gets a push up front, he gets home. So, Alex Anzalone is just going to have to keep up with Gronk. Obviously, if you can't bat the ball away, just tackle him when he catches the ball. Don't let him run 70 other yards down your throat. Don't miss tackles. Just tackle him immediately.
Would you double team anyone like Chris Godwin, Mike Evans? Would you?
Maybe sometimes I would go and double Chris Godwin because Lattimore proven multiple times he can hold his own ground against Mike Evans. So if anybody, Chris Godwin, if he comes back. If he doesn't, Gronk, because Antonio Brown's definitely going to be an asset, but I feel like Janoris Jenkins is definitely stepping up and becoming that elite number 2 corner we've been looking for. Eli Apple, I thought was going to – you know what? Never mind. Anyway, Janoris Jenkins, I thought was really going to step up. I'm sorry. I think he is really stepping up to become that number 2 corner we've been looking for. And he held Robbie Anderson to – or not. No. I think it was DJ Moore. He held DJ Moore to 2 catches for like 15 yards. That's phenomenal. DJ Moore's a decent receiver.
One thing that gives me hope last game, like there was not really any big blown coverages. They just got beat. So at least that's something,
Yeah, no, Marcus Williams played good. And you see what happens when the safeties play good. Other things happen. At the end of the day, it's stuff we can fix. But when the safeties play good, you don't allow them to just say, hey, you can just throw it right back there. But, it's getting off the field on 3rd down. And another thing I want to talk about on the offense, just want to add this in.
Mm-hmm.
No wasted possessions. You really have to compromise. When you get a turnover, you can't, Sean, you can't afford to just sit there and like twiddle your thumbs at the playbook and play around the playbook. Like you have to be efficient and you have to score. At least a field goal.
And I thought too many times we settled for a field goal when we should have gotten a touchdown.
Yeah, we got a turnover. Lattimore got an interception, and we didn't even score a touchdown off of it. We were in perfect field position.
Deontay Harris. So, he's going to be a big factor in this game to me. He's setting up awesome field position, and then we either punt it away or get a field goal. Like that's not going to be enough for this game.
No wasted offense possession.
Mm-hmm.
You have to score. No more of this 3 and out. Kick a field goal. If you are in great field position and he gets you to the 30 or 20-yard line, touchdown. That's what should be in your mind. Not playing for a field goal, a touchdown.
Yeah. I guess that wraps it all up. I don't really know what else. I could read sacks. Stats. Tampa Bay has 28 sacks. Yeah, Jason Pierre-Paul is leading with 6.5. Sue is leading with 4. They have 11 interception. Our
offensive line is going to make every single one of those guys look irrelevant. Trust me.
Yeah. I really hope so.
Devin White should be the only guy you should look for to be an asset for that Tampa Bay defense. Jason Pierre-Paul.
He has 5 sacks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's he's a very fast guy. Once again, another guy from LSU that I watch a lot. He's a very fast guy. He can shoot up that hole like it's nothing. And Jason Pierre-Paul is going to be looking very irrelevant when this offensive line goes to play. Sue, once again, he's going to be irrelevant. They're going to have a lot of guys that look irrelevant because our offensive line is really good. Now, it's just going to come down to the fact of can you control the pressure to let Brees throw the ball. You can't allow everybody to just like run home on him. And Brees is not mobile. He's 41. He cannot run at a freaking Lamar Jackson speed. He can't do that. So you got to buy him some time. Just let him set up the ball.
Yeah. So I guess as we wrap this up, do you think it's going to be a high-scoring game? Is it going to be a type of the defense, whoever stops first?
Honestly, my opinion on this game is that it's going to be a rough, tough, dirty game. It's going to be a game where offenses are going to have some, 3-and-outs that really matter, especially the Saints because they just seemingly always do that. Tampa's going to have those, drives, but I think this will be a game where it goes in the fourth quarter to about the 20s, and then like you're getting around the 30s. So I would say to like a mid-score game. Like it's not going to be a low-scoring game, but it's going to be like an average score game. I'm not going to say 40 points are going to be dropped because the Saints defense is not amazing, but it's not awful to the point to where it's going to allow 40 points to be dropped on their head. So I think my prediction for this game is the Saints are going to win 31-27.
And one last thing, with the offense, do you think they struggle a bit, especially like in the first half? Or
the offense in the first half seemingly just like you can tell that I don't feel like they play to their full ability sometimes. Like I feel like they're just like they know they can play and they're just like I don't really feel like it. Like a lot of the times it's just I look at that and I'm like I know you can get this first down, but you just like you're not doing it. Like you really need to produce. So, and I think that'll be fixed because they know how important of a game this is. So look for that to be a little bit more toned down a bit. But I think this is going to be an entirely different team we see this Sunday night football game.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, I'm kind of slow to talk my trash because I know the Bucs aren't the week one team we faced, Yeah.
I'm not. I'm talking trash because
You are?
I am because we won this division 3 years in a row. I'm not going to let some 47-year-old quarterback come in my division to take my division. It's just not going to happen. The Saints are the better team. The media is overrating the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are a good team. They're a good team. But there's a lot of times where it's a very questionable game. And I've been saying this, but nobody wants to agree with me. You stop those blitzes. If you stop those blitzes, Tampa Bay just so much likes to run because Todd Bowles is a blitzing guy. You stop them. You allow anybody you want. And Daniel Jones and that Giants offense proved it. If you stop those blitzes, you can do whatever you want to that secondary because they are terrible. They are god-awful. They are just so bad. And the reason they look good is because they were the 49ers from last year. The Niners' whole defensive scheme, pressure. Secondary makes its own plays. Because when you're constantly being pressured, you have to the quarterback's either scared to throw the ball and he gets sacked, or he throws the ball, it gets intercepted. That's why so many of these guys like Jamal Dean and Sean Murphy-Bunting from the Buccaneers are looking like all-pro corners. It's not because they're great in coverage. It's because they're getting bailed out by a good, phenomenal linebacking core and defensive line. And I'm telling you right now, that's going to be exposed this Sunday. You stop those blitzes, have fun, do whatever you want.
Yeah, I do think the Saints can win. When I did my whole schedule thing out for the year, I want to be practical and just, I can't have them going losing they've lost 2 games. Yeah, losing 2 games the entire, like it's not practical. Like it was either like to me, like, do I give them a L against here or the Chiefs? And I
You
decided to
never
say
want
keep
to
the
give your
W.
team an L, so I understand
Yeah,
that.
I just had to be practical. Like, I can't just. But anyways, yeah, like I definitely think the Saints can win, and I am picking them. I'm not sure with the score. I got to think about it, so it'll be at like the end of this video. But yeah, I think the Saints can win. And like I said, like I think the Bucs, like you said, are a good team. Overrated, yes, 100%. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I will back them up. I think the Saints can do it. I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, because some people are like, my God, they're garbage, and no, they're a good team. Gotta
Yeah,
respect
and
that. But
just a little message for all these Buccaneers fans that are just coming out of nowhere. When we win this game on
that
Sunday
too.
night, I want you. I'm praying to God. I want you to come in my DMs to tell me of what excuses you can make up of how you lost this game. I'm waiting on that. I'm just waiting on that. I don't see us losing this game. I don't. I can't. I can't see us losing this game. Sean knows how important this game is. We've been in these situations before. I think we win. I think it's just this team's tired of losing. This team is just tired of a lot of the things that's got done to them. They're like, it's put up or shut up time. And I really think we're going to see an entirely different team this Sunday night.
I'm gonna freaking put your Instagram handle like in the description or something, so the Bucks fans can have at you. But
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
yeah, I think this wraps it up. Thank you for
Oh, no problem. I
wanting to
appreciate you
talk.
for
Your analysis was great, honestly.
Thank
So,
you.
I mean, yeah, but thank you.
Will be